So I thought today I'd talk to you a bit about my journey of writing a book, but only from the past 6 months, where basically I've gotten the manuscript together and it's ready to go to the publisher slash editor. Okay, so once you've got your manuscript together and you know the size of the book, you know what you want to put on the back of the book, about the author and also about the book itself, and you have a fair idea of what the actual front cover will look like for you. You've got this concept in mind, right? The next thing you need to do is you need to actually sit down and put this all down on paper, right? And then once you've put that on paper, you do a little bit of planning, because I didn't plan these past 6 months, and because I had no idea, that getting a book edited and published would take so much time up. I just thought, oh yeah, I'll just submit my book and my idea for the cover and they'll do the rest. But no, there's a whole process involved, behind the scenes. Like, for example, they got me to fill out a submissions form which has all of that information that I just told you then. And they also asked me a whole heap of questions about the book. And don't get caught up in this whole, the editing is part of the publishing deal, because it's not. It is a separate piece which you will have to pay for. So once you've actually selected the type of editing that you want, if you're going through like a self-publishing firm or just a normal publisher, then what happens from there is you submit all the information that they've asked for, and then they get their editor to go through your manuscript, right? And when they go through it, they're supposed to be checking for the spelling, they're supposed to be checking for, to make sure that everything makes sense, so sentence structure, paragraphs, what the chapters are like, punctuation, grammar, all that sort of thing. And then what happens is that edited manuscript comes back to you and they tell you to read through it, have a look at the changes, because what they'll do is they'll actually put track changes in there, and it'll be like a light markup, and you'll have to select those when you go to read it. And then you have a look at the things that they've changed, and you have a look at their comments to see where you need to improve on it, what you need to add to it, where the things that you need to take out of it. And then once you're happy with that, you resubmit. And once you've resubmitted, what happens then is it goes through to the publishers, and the publisher then says, well, okay, now you've done that, what happens now is we need to design the interior of your book and also design your front cover. So we need the information about, what the aim of the book is, about the author again. We need to know like a tagline of some sort. What else do they need to know? They need to know the size of the book. And if you've got an idea in mind for the front cover. And so what happens then is they take a few weeks to do what they need to do, and then they come back and they send you a PDF of what they think the cover is going to look like, with the text that you've sent through to them, as well as sorry, yeah, as well as the pictures that you sent through. And they talk to you about the front cover design, what you want for it, you know, the concept you have in mind, that sort of thing. And so while they're doing that, they've now sent you through the manuscript in the interior book design, right? Now this is where you've already inserted your pictures for your book. You know, it's basically a PDF, and what happens is you have to select specific viewing functions for the viewing so that you can see it like a book on your machine. And then what you do is you go through all of the text, you read through it, you then need to tell them where on the interior of the book you want it changed. For example, you might want a picture taken out, you might want a new picture put in, or you've spotted somewhere that, you know, even though, you know, the editing was great and you got the final copy of the editing, in the interior design itself for the book, it may be missing a few things, or, you know, it may not make sense to you in some areas. So then you need to actually be in the interior design modification form that they give you. You need to be telling them basically what page you want the change to be on, what chapter, what line, and then you need to tell them, take a copy of the old text if it's text that you want changed, and then you need to put in the new text next to it and be very, very clear what you want changed or replaced. And then you there's a little box, a column, where you either if it is a publication error, then you put a little cross in that box. If it's not, then, you know, it's one of your errors, and I think you get about 50 of your errors that they'll fix up for free, right? So then you submit that. They come back to you with the changes. You have to go through the interior book design again and all of the contents of it again to make sure that they've changed everything the way that you wanted them to change it, and to make sure that they haven't changed anything else that you didn't ask them to change. And, you know, if some of the stuff that hasn't been changed actually, you know, you wanted changed, then you list it down again. And, you know, if there are things missing which weren't missing in the previous copy, which you still want in this copy, then you need to list that down as well. And then you send it off to them again. Right, now, while they're modifying everything else, you'll get a call. You'll get a call from one of their marketing experts. And they'll say, look, we've got these 3 deals happening right now for your marketing. This one has this, and this in it. We think that'd be a great match for you because, and then, you know, it keeps going for the other 2 as well. And then you sit down and you think, well, do I need all this marketing? What's going to work the best? How is it going to impact me as a writer and my book and getting my name out there? And then you select the best one or the best 2, or you select all of them, whichever way. And, you know, they sign you up, and then they're supposed to get back to you within a week. So this week they'll probably get back to me about my marketing campaigns and, you know, show me some of the designs that they've done for it and that sort of stuff. And then once you've actually got during that process, they then send you back your book cover design again. Now during that, so once you see the book cover design and everything's fine, you send it back and you say it's ready to go. And then they'll send you the interior design again, just for that final you know, look over and look and feel and that sort of stuff, and for you to give the final okay to send it to print. Okay, and then apparently what happens, because it hasn't been sent to print for me yet, but from what I've been told, what happens is they'll just send it to print and they'll get all of the books made up and everything else, and they'll, if you've got like a book distribution type of package or program that you've bought from them as well, then they'll distribute it around the world to all of their book retailers and resellers. So there, it's a fairly lengthy process, and yes, it will drive you nuts at times. I know it has been an interesting ride for me getting my book this far, and seeing that it's not just you hand the manuscript over, you hand your ideas over for the cover, and that's it. You know, there's a lot of collaboration and a lot of you know, talking about things and getting things changed so that they work better in the book and that sort of thing. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this this information session. I just thought that those that are out there that are, you know, writing a book or have written a book but haven't you know, had it edited or even sent through to a publishing firm yet for publishing, might want to know the process behind it, because I think it'd be less frustrating knowing the process behind it than doing what I did and just jumping into it thinking, oh, you know, you just throw things over the fence at them. When you can't do that. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go now.